Alrighty, guys. So here we have cameraman Carl. Now, what he did was he made photo frames without knowing the size of the photo. So it's like pretty ridiculous, isn't it? But is it? Because you see, with solar systems, right? When it came to working out a budget for this caravan, I thought, well, okay, well, inverter costs so much and battery so much, and so I spoke to the salesman and I'm like, 15 grand, that should cover it. He said, no, you good with that? And that was it. In my budget, it said solar, 15,000. So I got the finances for it. Great. And unfortunately, in that process, somewhere between then and now, I have made 15,000 rands worth of mistakes. Okay, that is just mistakes, money gone, right? And why is it gone? Before we even ask why is it gone, let's just compare the two, right? Is making photos for photo frames for a photo so ridiculous compared to making 15,000 rands worth of mistakes for one reason and one reason only? So this is about understanding solar. So first, before we even look at a solar panel, we've got to look at electricity, right? Everything is electricity. And would you believe it, that whole 15,000 Rand wasted because of one equation, one simple equation. So in this series, we are going to go through, you can zoom in here, one equation and how that singular equation can make or break your solar system. And that is watts equals volts times amps. That's it. That's it. So what is electricity? Electricity, for starters, let's look at a flame. You see, that's a flame, right? And that's electricity. And you can run your hand through it like that. And it's not very hot. It's not burning too much. Well, it's gone a bit black. That's cool. But this frame consists of two things: heat and the amount of flame. So when you look at a blowtorch, or even you look at that flame right at the bottom where the oxygen is more, it's blue and at the top is orange. So right there is hotter than that. So how hot this flame is, right? That's one element. How much of this flame is, that's another. So if I'm using this flame to heat a piece of steel, which I don't have right now, or to heat my fingers, and I'm using a cold flame, it's going to take a long time to heat my fingers. If I'm using a hot flame, I can't hold it there for more than a second, but this is nothing. So if we come back to the base equation of absolutely everything, watts equals volts, which is the temperature of the flame. So literally how energized those electrons are in the current times, or in the electricity, times amps. Now, amps is the amount of that. So if you have a massive flame that's not very hot, or if you have a massive flame that is very hot, or if you have a tiny flame that is very hot, it's different. So it is all different. Lights are different. You've got 12 volt, you've got 24 volt, you've got 48 volt, you've got everything is different, right? So how do we tie it all together? So some chap called Watt made a unit called watt, and he said quite simply, one watt is so many volts times so many amps. So where did we go wrong? Where did we go? It's simple. Watt equals volts times amps. So I bought an inverter thinking that'll do. I bought a solar charge controller thinking that'll do. And a solar panel thinking that'll do. And some batteries thinking that'll do. And none of it did. And why didn't it? Because watts equals volts times amps. So in this series, we are going to go through absolutely everything that is going to sort of apply to to your solar. And it is my advice that you go through everything in this series. I'm going to try and keep it short, which I'm not very good at. And we can break it down into different elements. First, we're going to look at usage. Then we're going to look at your inverter. Then we're going to look at your solar or your batteries. And your inverter and batteries tied together. We're going to look at your solar charge controller. We're going to look at how the different relationships work. So what is a watt? If we look at this kettle, right, it's an 800-watt kettle. And one would think, okay, that's quite tiny. Inverter should run that. But will it? Let's look at this kettle, which is full. So quite often you're going to see at the bottom here, it's going to tell you how many watts. This one isn't. It's not. All right, there we go, 2,200 watts. So let's take this one, for example, and we're just going to run through a very quick example of where we went wrong. So in working out the power for this caravan, I thought, well, okay, I'm going to run a little kettle. That's 800 watts. Run the fridge. It's 100 watts. TV is 50. And electric blanket or fan, same thing. Electric blanket is like 50, 60 watts, so we're going to make it 50. Right? So 8, 9, 1,000. 1,000 watts. That's 1,000 watts, which is at 230 volts. So we nip over to the calculator and we add them up. So 800 plus 100 plus 50 plus 50 gives us 1,000. Simple. So I can get a 3,000 watt, 2,000 watt inverter, whatever inverter I get, I'm going to be good with that. But these are all running at the same time. We'll get into that. Quick calculation at 230 volts, because watts is 1,000. So we're going to write here 230. It's going to be divided by 230. So that's divided by 230. Gives us 4.3. So we call it 4.5 amps. Now, cabling is rated on how much volts it can carry, and the current determines the size of that cabling, because it's like hot water runs through a pipe. You need a thicker pipe for more water. Makes sense, doesn't it? Not to me. And so there we go, 4.5 amps. But now we want 1,000 watts. That is coming off a 12-volt battery. So, okay, let's rework this. So we want to see how much current is 1,000 watts going to take at 12.8, because batteries are 12.8, round about there. Now this changes. 230 volts is quite constant. DC, not so much. We'll get into that. So, I can't even use a calculator. That is 78 amps. Now that it's all of a sudden become quite a bit of current. If I'm welding thin steel, I'm starting at 80 amps. So we are 2 amps away from where I'm going to start welding thin steel. In fact, 80 amps is 2 millimeters of steel. So we are well within welding ranges, DC. So 78 amps, 12.8. But here's the thing. That never stays at a constant 12.8. So when I measure this battery, I'm measuring it in volts. Here we have 13.09. Great. So 13. So, you see, my current's come down to 76, which is less current needed, right? And everywhere across this whole system, you're going to see limitations. We need to produce 76 current. Your battery must be able to put out 76 amps. Your solars must be able to replenish 76 amps. But it gets worse, because this was, call it 13 volts. When I put a load on it, so this is a good way to actually load test one of these little batteries. Now I'm going to actually put a physical load on it. You're going to see the light comes on. We have gone down to 9.5 volts, which means the battery is a little bit, because when you put a 55 watt, again, volts times amps, everything comes down to what? Load on a 12 volt battery. We've gone down to 9.5. So let's rework this. We were on 13, 9.5. Now we're at 100, which is ironically over the limit of what one of my 12 volt batteries can provide. It is peak current, can do 100 amps, and continuous is 50 amps. So already, because we've now put a load on it, we're going to talk about voltage open circuit and voltage under load. That drops, your current has gone up. So we've gone current alone between 75 amps, and just with a different voltage on the battery, we've gone up to 105. Can you start to see where the mistakes start creeping in? And you start to see all the limitations of each of your devices. And so in this series, we're going to cover out what is your usage, how to get an inverter for that usage, how to get batteries to match that usage, and how to get solars and a charge controller to replenish that. And let's all do it using watts equals volts times amps. We are also going to talk about a watt hour or a kilowatt hour. There we go. There's a familiar term. So not only are you using your current usage, it's over time. So you get what's called a watt hour. And a watt hour is volts, that's not a V, times amps, amp hour. There you see 7 amp hour. So this is a very familiar term. But what this actually means, so watt hour equals volts times amps over time. And that is why you're going to see on your battery, say 7 amp hour on the bigger batteries, maybe you've got 100 amp hours. So volts times 100. So they work it on 12.8 times 100 amp hour is 1.28, or that is kilowatt hours. Multiply by 1,000, you're getting kilowatt hours. That is your usage over time. So I think in the first episode, what we need to do is look at what we need. Excuse the pun. Everyone has to say that. So what we need in actual watts versus what we can have versus what we can replenish. And if you follow through every episode of this, we can hope that you don't make the same 15,000 rands or the bloody mistakes, because that is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Right, so I think on to the next one.